All right, guys, we should be up and running now. So, halftime show last night, Justin Timberlake.
Yeah.
Where I was, it was hard for me to hear.
Yeah, I couldn't hear.
It was hard for me to hear that, and my understanding is that that may have been a plus because they were having some sound issues, I guess, at the venue. So I don't really know, what they were referring to, but I kind of liked it. I find it interesting, and this goes to something that we started with the beginning of the year, and that is, what is it to be human? What is it that we humans need? How do we interact with others? How do we do that? Because the problem is that when we all are living like this, oh my gosh, here's Justin Timberlake. Oh my God, here, instead of as a human being embracing the moment, it's all about sending something to someone for whatever this is. It's like, why? I can get, when a guy like that comes up into the stands and you're sitting here and you're kind of videoing him and you're kind of looking at this thing, but all of that. With electronics, we are losing a skill set that makes us human. It's that communication piece. It's that being able to embrace the moment without necessarily having the compulsion to send it to your followers, this followers kind of a thing. It's like that somehow makes someone feel important or something, I guess. I don't know. In the same way that the people out there are trashing him, Justin Timberlake, for his tribute to Prince. And they're talking about, oh my gosh, how dare he, how blah, 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 and Prince wouldn't have liked this, Prince blah, 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 as if everybody really knew Prince, who was the most reclusive person on the planet. And it's just, it was a tribute to him as the musical genius that he was. And it's just this outcry, this anonymous outcry of people who feel compelled to do it, who would never in a million years do that if we were sitting here face to face. We have forgotten what civility is. We have forgotten what it means to have a conversation. And it's one of the things that I dare say is what you're witnessing in the press every single day, is this division with things, is because it's so easy to be able to do things anonymously and posting and blah, blah, blah. It's like, guys, put the phones down. Put them down. Talk to somebody. Have a conversation. Insist on it. Because to fail to do so, you do at your peril. And I say this because, again, we have to think, what is going to separate us from a machine? What is it that we are uniquely capable of that a machine is not? Well, if we lose that, how do we compete with that machine? This is my question. Food for thought.
Well, what do we do? Because I feel like people are always telling us this, but we're growing up in the time where, like, if you're considered to be innovative, you're probably going to have something that includes technology. So how do we, what can we do?
Can you include that technology? Because we've always, since the industrial age, we have used tools and machines to help us do things. We will always do that. But it is to help us do things, not to do things for us. And that's where we're getting. And so it's that thing that we have to think about. There are certain tasks. The robotic vacuum cleaner in the house. I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
With that. I get that. But what that does is that then allows me more time to be human, to be that thing. And so it's the intent, I think, of the technology. And it's never forgetting that we get so caught up in being able to create these things because we can,
Instead of if we should.
and not thinking as much about if we should.
Yeah.
And that's kind of my point. I wish this was an easy answer.
Right.
I do.
It's like, I feel like a lot of times before creating technology, people wouldn't consider the consequences behind what they're doing. Like, if I create this, then it's going to lead to this, which is going to lead to this. They're kind of just like, hey, look, I created this cool technology. Everyone wants it. Come and buy it, and then I'm going to be rich, and it's going to be innovative.
Let's think about this. What you just said. Do you remember the things that we talked about in class and about aeronautical decision making? If this, then this, then this, then this, then this. Being able to stay ahead of that and being able to think beyond, okay, I have this. Go me. Versus, how does this affect, ultimately, down the road, your ability to be you? Everyone hears the siren's song with regard to greed in development of things. And I just think that at some point we have to kind of let's just tap the brakes. Brakes that we can tap ourselves instead of being tapped for us by a car that's going to think for us.
Or like genetics and things like that. Like that's the scariest thing I've ever seen in my life.
This is my point. What is it to be human?
Yeah.
We have the technology available right now to alter what it is to be human.
Yeah.
Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? We can help on so many fronts over here. But by doing that over here, what does that do here?
Yeah, forethought.
It's also like all of our technology and stuff is causing like major overpopulation and limited resources and things like that. Which it's like, of course you don't want people to just die off, especially like, but then again, it's only
True.
like a lot of the problems that we're facing today are because technology has allowed all of this stuff to get bigger and better, causing there to be people who wouldn't normally be living according to survival of the fittest, but are now still here.
But then again, we see things like this, and how many of us really, think about the flu as being, this huge pandemic of things.
And another thing my teacher was talking about the other day is we were talking about genetic engineering, and we're like, oh, but you're altering this and this and this, and like those monkeys that they're testing on are so cute, and she's like, and so are little kids with leukemia. So how do you decide? Like that's the hardest thing is, like deciding what you're gonna keep and how far you're gonna go with it. And I think that's something that our generation can have to face more than anyone before.
That's correct. That's correct. We could wax philosophic at some point here, but the point that I want to leave you with is this. Any chance you get to be human, do it. And I know that sounds so simple, but it's true. Okay. All right. Metars, you guys got your sheets pulled out there? All right. Take. Where's? Okay. Well, okay, you guys got them all filled out, right? You're welcome. Now, the Embry-Riddle cheat sheet. Useful?
Yes.
Okay. Except when you get to the remarks, and then you get those where even they twice contradict themselves in the explanation of the remarks as to what they mean. This is my point, is that even Lord, it's like, how do you do this? And if we want to really talk about these used to help pilots be safe, well, let's figure out a way to disseminate this information in plain English so that we don't have to decipher this stuff. But this is just like one of these painful rites of passage that we have just all succumbed to this arcane methodology of doing it. But while they still use it, while they still test you on it, we have to know. We lobbied for 20 years to get rid of ADFs on the tests, automatic direction finders, with this. It's a homing signal. I have been in 2 aircraft in my life that have had a working ADF. One was a B-17, like that thing hanging over there, right there, which, by the way, Tyler's brother built that airplane right there. Just saying. He did. And then the second one was in a plane that I was in over the weekend that actually had an ADF on it just for international kind of overwater kind of flight stuff. That's 2 that I've ever been in. And it took us 2 decades to get rid of ADF because they're just not out there in these airplanes anymore. They're just not. And it's the same thing with these METARs. It's the same thing with this coding stuff. It's like, guys, we have the ability to submit this in plain English. Let's just do that. Shall we? Kylie?
Why do we keep using this way? Do they think it's like the easiest way and the shortest way to just direct information?
It's just harder to change it. Like once it starts happening.
Yeah.
Well, also,
It's like converting to the metric system. It's never gonna happen. It's just that's English.
I remember in 1967 bracing for the change to the metric system. In 1967.
Oh yeah, I remember. I mean, I wasn't alive, but I remember like I've learned about that they tried. And it didn't
Oops.
succeed, because no one wants to measure their height in meters. It's really unfortunate. I wish they just.
There were other considerations to it. It's like, why do people adopt the Mercator projection of a map versus a Lambert conformal conic projection of a map? Because it geopolitically shows a country to be larger than it actually is. And that's why they have clung to those types of projections. So
Like Greenland is the size of.
we'll get there when we get to navigation. And I'll show you the difference in a Mercator projection, which they've been using for centuries. And they will still do so because it does so at a political advantage. It visually represents countries being far more important than they actually are, landmass-wise. So there's that. So with METARs, we're still going to do it, okay? So now, let me, because of the fact it would be great to have like this static thing about a METAR here, but let me pull one of these here. All right, so hand your papers to the person on your left. Well, here, I'm going to hand this over. Hand them to the left. Oh, you just watch your own.
Okay.
Okay, because you're doing your own thing. And just hand it over. You guys got them? Everybody good?
we need different colors
Huh?
for grading, different colors.
You just mark these here. These are going to wind up being extra credit for you guys. The purpose of this is so that you can learn this. I don't want you memorizing it. I want you learning it. All right? So let's take a look at the top one. All right, you didn't do you did something different.
I did 10 random cities.
Okay, Kylie, take a look at your paper right there, and let's take a look at the very first one. KASE. What do we got?
Aspen Airport.
Keep going.
This says, should I read it like it says
You
on the sheet?
you do it on the sheet.
Okay, it says, second day of the month, 14:53 Zulu time.
Okay.
Wind 200 degrees at 6 knots.
200 degrees. Roughly from what direction is the wind blowing?
It doesn't say, but that would be southwest.
Kind of south-southwest, right? Okay. Somewhere in that neighborhood. All right. Keep
And
going.
Then, it says 10 plus statute miles visibility.
So visibility, 10 statute miles. Okay.
And then the temperature.
Sky conditions.
Oh yeah, sky conditions clear. Sorry, I missed
Okay.
that.
All right.
And then temperature is -2 degrees Celsius.
Okay.
And then dew point is -6 degrees Celsius.
Okay.
And then the altimeter setting is 30.29 inches of mercury.
All right.
And then remarks, that's
Mhm.
RMKs.
Uh-huh.
And then it's an automated precipitation system.
Discriminator.
Yes.
So remember, O1 is a precipitation detector. O2, AO2, is a precipitation discriminator. Meaning what? What does that mean?
Oh, it can tell which kind of precipitation.
Thank you. Yes. What type of precipitation is actually happening? Okay, keep going.
And then sea level pressure is 1,020. Okay, it's 1,023.9.
Uh-huh.
And then it doesn't say this on here, but should I just say what it actually?
Say what it is.
Okay. Then the temperature
Mm-hmm.
is -1.7.
Uh-huh.
And then the dew point is -6.1.
The top of that is kind of on my copy here. It didn't print very well. I can't see that to.
Yeah, you got that right.
What is the 15 to 00?
Yes, that was missing on my sheet right there. So the temperature is -1.7 degrees, and then the dew point is -6.1 degrees.
Yeah.
Okay, then, based on Embry-Riddle, what is that last thing that begins in a 5?
The pressure tendency.
Yeah.
Okay, it's like a pressure tendency.
But
And the reason that a pressure tendency thing is kind of important is because what you want to know is the trend for the pressure to increase or decrease? And that's kind of what they're looking at there.
So
Okay.
how do we decipher that though?
The one nice thing about it is that on your test you're not going to have to. But so intense of the past 3 hours.
You're gonna understand.
I'll have to look at this, guys, because it'll take me a while to decipher this
that's pressure tendency.
also.
And then so that.
APP. Let me look that up on the pressure tendencies thing, and I'll try to get that figured out.
Okay.
I don't know. Okay. Next one. Steph, what do we got?
Okay, so Eagle Airport, February 2nd, 6:56 Zulu time, or 13:56.
1356 Zulu.
Then 90 degrees, which is east.
What's 90 degrees?
Wind.
The wind. Say it.
Wind 90 degrees east at 4 knots.
And we would say this as winds 090. So here's one of the things in aviation. We say every digit. We say every digit. So winds are 090 at,
4 knots.
okay, so the winds are out of the
East.
east.
Visibility, 10 statute miles.
Mm-hmm.
The clouds are overcast at 5,000 feet.
Sky conditions are going to be
Overcast.
overcast at 5,000 feet. Is that a ceiling?
Yes.
Yes. Yes. With regard to VFR flight, that is a ceiling. Yes.
I have a question about the visibility. It said, I forgot where I said this, but I think maybe on the decoding, it said that when it says 10 statute miles, it could be 10 or more statute miles of visibility.
Yeah.
So like 10 plus.
We'll look at this because they even do it differently on the TAFs.
Oh.
Yeah. So with this, it's going to be, in most cases, it's going to be at least 10 statute
Okay.
miles.
So 10 plus statute miles.
You're going to see it differently in the TAFs.
Okay.
Yeah. Keep going.
Temperature is 1 degree Celsius. Dew point is -4 degrees Celsius.
Mhm.
Altimeter is set to 30.30.
Uh-huh.
Inches of mercury. Then remarks, and two, so the automated weather, like the precipitation discriminator.
Uh-huh.
Then sea level pressure is 1,027.27.
Correct.
Then temperature is 6 degrees Celsius.
Hold on. Temperature is,
0.6 degrees Celsius.
okay,
Dew point is -4.4 degrees Celsius.
great. Okay, Tyler?
Okay, so KGJT
Where is that?
Grand Junction.
Grand Junction, good.
It's on the second day of the month, making it February 2nd, 1453 Zulu, 070 winds, which is northeast.
Kind of east-northeast.
Yeah.
Northeast would be 045. So if it's closer to like that east thing, we'd probably call that east-northeast.
Oh, so EEW,
ENE. Uh-huh.
ENE. Okay. 10 statute miles or more visibility, clear skies. Temperature is 1 Celsius and the dew point is -2 Celsius. The altimeter is 30.28 inches of mercury. Remarks. The precipitation discriminator. Sea level pressure 1025.9 millibars. We have 0.6 degree temperature, and then -2.2 dew point, and then the pressure tendency.
Yeah, the remark pressure tendency. I'll look
Yeah.
that up.
Okay, so I did 2 of these. Should I keep doing it?
Hun, as long as you know what they are,
Okay, sure.
okay? That's going to be the thing. Now, we're going to go to Denver here. Harris, what do you got?
Denver, second day of the
Oh,
month.
I'm sorry, KDEN. What city is that?
Denver.
Ah,
Illinois.
okay, thank you. Okay. Sorry.
Second day of the month, time 1453 Zulu. Wind at 210 southwest.
210. Winds 210. What direction is that?
210 at southwest.
Kind of southwest, yeah.
Wind speed at 8 knots.
Uh-huh.
2.5 statute miles visibility. Or no, I'm reading the wrong thing.
Nope,
Sorry.
you're doing good. 2.5
Yeah,
statute
2.5.
miles visibility.
Runway 35.
Uh-huh.
Visibility for the runway is 4,500 feet.
Uh-huh.
Less than 6,000. Mist.
Okay, BR stands for,
Broken.
no. BR, you said mist.
Yeah.
Think of it as baby rain.
Okay.
Baby rain, mist.
I was with Grace
Baby
last night
rain.
and she was telling me about that.
Yeah.
And then
Okay.
Broken at 200 feet.
Okay.
Broken at 800 feet.
Uh-huh.
And broken at 11,000 feet.
Uh-huh.
Temperature is -4 degrees Celsius. Dew point is -6 degrees Celsius. Altimeter is 30.14. Remarks. Automated message. Sea level pressure is 124.0.
1024.0.
You just wrote 24.
Oh, 1024.
1024.0.
And then I don't know what those two numbers are right there.
Guys, I'm not sure either.
Okay.
We'll look that up.
And then the temperature is negative 4.4 degrees Celsius and the dew point is negative 5.6.
So the thing here at Denver, so what's happening at Denver? As you read this, not just deciphering it, but now processing it, what's happening?
Weather. We have bad weather.
Okay, we've got some visibility issues here. So first of all, horizontal distance-wise, we have 2.5 miles visibility, and that's probably being generous. Okay, so we know we're going to have some visibility issues. Then we look at broken. Oh, we look at the fact that we have mist there, which again, if you look at the temperature and the dew point, and you look at this, you have -4 degrees Celsius, -6 degrees Celsius being the dew point. So not only do you have visibility issues here with that narrow spread, but it's below freezing. So now you have freezing mist.
So that's not good.
All right. Now back to the cloud layers. So we have the first layer is broken at what? 200 feet AGL. So that's 200. So this puts it right here at getting pretty doggone close to going low IFR.
Right.
So this is some serious weather from a visibility standpoint that we're having to deal with. It's not that the winds are that crazy. It's not that, you know, that the big boys can't fly. But here again, you've got freezing mist. So you've got to know that even there, if you're traveling commercially, could you expect some delays? Why? Icing. So what do they have to do? You roll out to the de-ice pad and you get de-iced before takeoff, so that you could have some delays in this. So as a traveler of just of commercial aviation like this, if you stay up on these METARs, you can kind of get a sense when you're traveling as to say, what might we expect? Okay? So that's kind of what we're going to do. I'm going to skip down here to, okay, Gavin, KMSY. That is Louis Armstrong Airport in New Orleans, Louisiana.
It's at 2 hours, 14 minutes.
What? We just started. Oh my God. Read through TAFs. Read through TAFs. We swear by all things holy, we're going to wrap up this METAR madness, get into PIREPs, and then we're going to start getting into forecasts. We're going to get into TAFs, Terminal Aerodrome Forecasts. Be ready. God dang it.
I'm just not worry about those forms, right?
Just hang on. Just hang on. Just hang on right now.
So should I not have my own phone?
Hold on. One thing.